Could be quite interesting to see which side to go for once I hang this thing up. It's you guys. So, yeah, I'm sorry I didn't see you click on this video. I'm just trying to figure out, of course, which side I'm trying to go for with this poster for Despicable Me 4 that I actually got right here for sure. Which is actually quite interesting because, well, so yeah. I guess it's quite obvious with, of course, this poster being both psychic as of now. So yeah, if you can't already tell, yeah, this poster of Despicable, man, I can't even speak today. Yeah, this poster right here for Despicable Me 4. Yeah, finally got it right. So yeah, this poster for Despicable Me 4, as you can see here. Yeah, if you can't already tell, that's of course what we're going to be talking about in today's thoughts video. So yeah, but either way, I'm getting way too ahead of myself as of now. But yeah, I guess pretty much of anything ever since the last thoughts video that I did. Looks like things have been quite busy for me ever since the start of July, not too long ago for sure. And well, I guess as established from earlier, pretty much if you guys may not recall, just not too long ago, by the time I'm recording this video, I just literally got back from, of course, pretty much attending, pretty much seeing my friend Glenori, mainly because I've attended her wedding not too long ago, and it was actually a really great time. For sure, I pretty much got to see her once again, and yeah, and of course got to see some friends and family, some of which I've already know for sure. Though, yeah, technically I've actually known Glenori's friends for sure. But I've even right around at the bachelorette party beforehand, I've actually got to know her family for sure. So. But yeah, it was actually a really great time as of now, and of course, I do hope Glenori is having a really pretty much a great is doing a great as of now with her newly wedded husband. So congratulations to both of you for sure. So yeah, it was actually a really great time right around not too long ago by the time I'm recording this for sure. So yeah, and now that the whole thing is over, I guess it's back to business as normal for sure. So yeah, and of course I'm quite fitting for sure that seeing how we already got done with, of course, the movies I've seen throughout the month of June for sure. I think it's about time that we dive right into the new releases that are coming out for July this year for sure. And yeah, once again, I guess it is quite obvious based on this double-sided poster that I got not too long ago. Yeah, I guess if you can't already tell by this visual representation for sure, yes, folks, Despicable Me 4 is the movie I actually just saw not too long ago for sure. So yeah, I guess that's the movie I've of course got to see not too long ago, and of course if anything, it's of course the subject for today's thoughts video for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. And wow, I guess that's probably the quickest amount of time I've actually, yeah, I think if you probably kept track of the time code of this video, yeah, I think I might have said the title of this movie much faster than the last several times for sure. That's gotta be a new Academy record. Man. Alright. So yeah, that's of course what we're going to be talking about for today's thoughts video for sure. Despicable Me 4 just came out not too long ago, and well, not only is this the latest movie that's given to us by, pretty much well-known animation studio Illumination, to which, is actually quite fitting because it has been several months since I've actually talked about a movie from Illumination for sure, but it's also the latest installment in, of course, well, the Despicable Me movies for sure, so yeah, that's of course what I'm going to be talking about for today's thoughts video for sure, So yeah, but before I can get right on to it for sure, I think it makes sense for me to recap you guys on why I thought about the previous Despicable Me movies for sure, so yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that I think I might as well ask, who doesn't love the Despicable Me movies for sure? Yeah, I think pretty much most of them can be hit and miss from what we can establish, but there's no doubt in my mind that the Despicable Me movies have actually been a massive staple ever since the first film came out in 2010 for sure. And of course, it's quite frankly the movie that actually helped Illumination get right off the ground for sure, So yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that the first Despicable Me movie is an absolute masterpiece for sure. Everything about that movie is really, really well worth it and is really guaranteed to get kids and adults really interested for sure, that really got us on the edge of our seats for sure, so yeah. I guess there's no doubt in my mind the first Despicable Me movie is actually really great for sure. The second film, yeah, is without a doubt equally impressive, with of course the first film not only bringing some really great laughs and some really great heartfelt moments, the second film actually does the exact same thing, but pretty much crank it up a bit to really satisfy us even more for sure, so yeah, and as for the third film, well, it's not all terrible by all means, but not great, but it's somewhat passable to say the least for sure, so yeah, I think that's what I can say of course that front. And oh yeah, now I remember, I think if you also count the Minions movies that pretty much came along alongside the Despicable Me movies, those as well actually pretty much need no introduction for sure. Yeah, pretty much the first Minions movie was pretty much alright at best for sure, while its sequel, The Rise of Gru, I actually thought it was really good, but hey, I did already talk about it in its own thoughts video that I did a couple years ago, so I do highly recommend checking that one out if you got the time for sure, so yeah, I guess if anything, that's pretty much what I can say for all the Despicable Me movies in their entirety for sure, plus the Minions movies as a whole, so yeah, I think that's what I can say of course that front. So I guess given to all that, and right at the moment when I first saw the trailers, I actually got myself quite curious to see on how the fourth film is actually gonna play out for sure, because yeah, I guess if anything, I really do want to see on what new ideas they want to tackle next, and see if it can actually bring us something that is not only pretty much good and actually give us some good laughs, but also very heartwarming as well. Yeah, much like what we got in the first two films for sure, so yeah, I guess either way, I guess since after I managed to get myself in to visit my friend Glenori and of course attend to her wedding right around yesterday by the time I'm recording this, I did manage to pretty much, I think this movie is actually a really great way to, you know, get myself back to business as normal for sure. And that's saying a whole lot, given to, of course, pretty much 4th of July this year officially come and gone for sure, so yeah, I did manage to get myself into, of course, see this movie earlier today for sure, right? Yeah, pretty much, yeah, I pretty much got myself in to see this movie earlier today, all thanks to Crown City Cinemas as always, and it is quite fitting as well, because around the time I actually saw this movie, pretty much I actually got myself a few pieces of chocolate that they have for free, because yeah, right around, by the time I'm recording this today, it was, of course, World Chocolate Day, so yeah, I hope all of you guys watching this right now have enjoyed yesterday with, of course, a little something delicious to satisfy your sweet tooth for sure, So yeah, I think that's what I can say, of course, that front. But regardless on that, they were kind enough to get me right in to officially go and see this movie for sure. So, as they always do for sure, because yeah, can't get enough of what they've done for sure. So yeah. And I guess I'd give it to that haunt. I did manage to get myself in to see this movie for sure, and a lot of you guys may be wondering, now that I've officially got out of course, seeing it, what do I think of this movie now that I finally got the chance to see it? Well, I will have to say, honestly, from what I've actually seen, it's not great by all means, but it's not terrible either. I kind of thought this film was okay to say the least. But I guess I will say, in my opinion, I'm gonna sound like I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail for saying this. I definitely do think this is the weakest film in the Despicable Me movies as a whole. Yeah. I thought this movie was okay, but I guess in comparison to all the other films, this one is pretty weak. By far, so yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright then, so now that I've actually got the short version out of the way, let's go ahead and get right on to all the stuff that I need to talk about for sure, So yeah, I guess for starters, I think we might as well start off with, well, the story, and honestly, from what I've actually seen, I think I do know from what I can gather, the story for this movie, honestly, I think it does sound nice, and it actually does have some really good and unique ideas they want to throw into it. I guess probably what drives this movie off the rails in terms of its story is that on top of course, what it needs to establish for, of course, its story, I think it was probably bombarded by way too many subplots they need to cram in alongside everything else they need to cram in for sure, to which I do find all the more pretty much a little bit too unfocused to say the least, because I actually don't know exactly on what goes on for sure, and I just kind of get myself lost with, of course, what I've actually seen by far, so yeah, I guess needless to say, yeah, pretty much for its story, I do like what they were going for, and it does have some nice ideas, but it seriously got derailed by way too many subplots they need to cram in all at the same time for sure, so yeah. And of course, for another aspect that I need to talk about is, of course, the writing for sure, and honestly, to me, I think for what I've actually seen with the film's writing, I have to say, yeah, I really do think it's probably a little bit too unhinged, and probably way too sloppy, to say the least, to really get myself invested with, of course, what goes on for sure. So yeah, quite frankly, not much has, of course, pretty much been crammed in for sure to really make this movie stand out quite well. I think it just kind of drives everything almost off the rails for sure to really pretty much really show everyone to pretty much give everyone pretty much this one big satisfaction that he needs to, of course, do a little something that'll actually please the kids for sure. I mean, okay, yeah, it's not a bad idea for sure, but you also need a little something to pretty much satisfy adults as well, to which I really don't think this movie actually really went for that kind of angle for sure. And And for that, maybe I think several scenes and stuff could use a massive rewrite to make it stand out a whole lot. So, oh my god, so... But yeah, that's what I can say for, of course, the writing, I have to say. And as for the comedy, I will have to say... Yeah, honestly, I think with what I've actually seen, I know it did get good laughs from some people who was at the screening that I was at, but for me, I think the comedy in this film's range from getting pretty much a little chuckle to no chuckle at all, for sure, and I actually do find it, I actually do find the film's comedy to actually be very, very unhinged from what I've actually seen, that almost a little to none of the jokes they crammed in, for sure. Actually, really won me over, for sure, but again, some of them did give me a little chuckle, to say the least. Other than that, nothing much else from what I've actually seen, so yeah, I guess that's what I can say for, of course, the story, the writing, and the comedy, for sure. So yeah, maybe I guess with a little retooling here and there, I think they would have stood out a whole lot better, but certainly not the case for this one, for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright then, so now that I've actually got those out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about the next couple of things I need to talk about, which are, of course, for starters, is, of course, the characters. And honestly, I think from what I've actually seen, if there's one thing I actually can't say by far, is that the characters, I will have to say, well, I think from what I've actually seen, they're not all bad, for sure. In fact, some of them I've actually seen, they have grown big, for sure, but I do kind of wish that pretty much most, if not all of the characters from what I've actually seen could use a bit more development to make them a whole lot more likable and interesting, for sure. So yeah, but again, they're not all terrible, for sure, but I just think they probably are not developed quite well, in my opinion. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I can say, of course, for, of course, the characters, for sure, but hey, I know pretty much they are all there to actually serve their purpose in, of course, this movie, and that's fine, for sure, but again, in terms of pretty much giving them development to make them likable and interesting, you really gotta do exactly that, for sure. So yeah, I think that's what I can say, of course, that front. But again, they're not all bad, for sure. In fact, the characters that I know and love in the past movies, I've still actually got a strong connection with them, and I do want to see them get out of a current situation that they're currently under, for sure. So yeah, I guess they're not all bad, but again, maybe I think with a little bit more development here and there, I think they could still be likable and interesting, for sure. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Now, as for the actors that came on board to play all these characters, well, I think if anything, the acting in this film, it's not great by all means, but it's not terrible either, for sure. I do think the acting in this film probably range from, of course, okay to just standard at best, for sure. Yeah, I think it's almost like most of these actors that came on board to play all these characters, I'm guessing they probably have been a little tired out from playing their roles for so long, and just want to move on to other projects, for sure. And I think that's almost kind of how I actually see when I actually saw most of their performances, for sure. But again, it's not all bad, for sure. In fact, if anything, most of the actors they pretty much gone on to play all these characters, they actually are actually pretty much having a blast and actually working around the material that's actually been given to them, for sure. So it's not all bad, for sure, but again, I think I pretty much can range the acting in this film pretty much from okay to just standard gag best in my opinion. So yeah, those are of course what I can say for both of those aspects in a nutshell for sure. So yeah. I guess I'm done with that. Good thing I have a backup. Alright. Alright, so now that I've actually got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Quite a whole lot, actually, so yeah. And I guess seeing how this is an Illumination movie for sure, let's go ahead and talk about the animation for sure. And yeah, I think I will have to say, if there's one thing I actually can praise about this movie, yeah, much like the last few movies that we actually got, I definitely do think the animation in this film is actually pretty good for sure. Yeah, literally with, of course, what I've actually seen, I really do think much like in the last films that we actually got, the animation in this film is actually really good, and I really do admire, of course, what they've actually done for sure. Everything from, of course, the characters in the world being designed and of course, developed to really make them stand out, which is quite amazing, to the really nice usage of color for sure to really make it stand out for sure. Yeah, I guess if anything, I do think the animation in this film is actually brilliantly well done for sure, and yeah, I think if anything, it's not by all means great for sure, but I do think it's still really good for sure. And again, everything from the way everything is designed to the usage of color, and even some nice textures and details they put into it for sure. It actually does help make it stand out quite well, that I really can't help but admire for sure. So yeah, and of course for the visuals and the effects to go alongside the animation for sure, I really do love the way they actually blended in, pretty much blended the visuals and the effects in quite well to help correspond with the film's animation for sure, to which I really do admire on what they've actually accomplished for sure, and I really do think it is definitely one of the strong points that I can say, of course, this movie for sure, and hey, I guess it is quite fitting, seeing how, whether you like them or not, there's no doubt in my mind that Illumination has really pulled off a hard-working effort to make the animation actually pretty much be the best they can for sure. And I know that's saying a whole lot, given to the other Illumination films I've actually seen so far, that I actually do like as of now for sure, So yeah, I think that's what I could say, of course, on that front for sure. So yeah, and of course, jumping on to the rest, I will have to say the direction in this film from the film's director, well, it's not by all means terrible. I mean, I do admire the effort he's trying to do to make the material work for sure. But honestly, to me, I really do think it could have been pretty much handled a whole lot better for sure, with a whole lot more thought and care put into it for sure. But again, the direction of this film is not terrible all the way. I do admire on what the director of this film is trying to do, but I think it could have actually been done a whole lot better for sure. So yeah. And of course, for the cinematography in this film, yeah, that too I can actually really do admire for sure. I really do think pretty much the cinematography in this film is also pretty good for sure, with some really nice camera shots they actually put into a go alongside the animation to help work around it for sure, to which I really do think they accomplished that quite well for sure. And as for the A-ing, I have to say, well, I will have to say it is caught up just fine for sure. Yeah, and yeah, it's not by all means bad by all means. I do think it's caught up just fine through some pretty fine at eating for sure, and even pretty much tried its best to work around the film's pacing, to which I will give it credit that for the film's pacing is that pretty much for while it is a fast pace from what I've actually seen, I just kind of felt it could have actually pretty much slowed down a whole lot to really establish everything that goes on for sure. Even most of the music choices and even the pop culture references from what I've actually seen, I just kind of felt they were a little bit too forced in my opinion, and could have been handled a whole lot better for sure. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I can say for all those aspects in a nutshell for sure, and I think that would give you pretty much the clear picture on, of course, how I actually felt about this movie as a whole. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, so yeah, I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I can say about this movie. So yeah, overall, Despicable Me 4, I can't say it's by all means great for sure, but it's not terrible either. I just kind of thought it was okay in my opinion for sure. But I think I must ask the serious question. Do I actually think this is the weakest filming all the Despicable Me movies that we got as of now? Well, in my opinion, yes. So yeah, say what you will about pretty much all the other ones for sure. The first two films are really great. Pretty much the sequel to Minions is actually really good, and I guess regardless on how you actually feel about Despicable Me 3 and Minions for sure, or I guess in this case the first Minions movie for sure, they did try their best to actually pretty much do their best to give you something really good and interesting that can actually satisfy us and actually give us the pretty much the love and the feel of the other films that came out beforehand for sure. But I clearly see almost a little to none of that in, of course, this film for sure. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking, based on what I've actually seen, pretty much a lot of you guys pretty much are saying that I really don't like this movie for sure, but well, not particularly for sure, because again, with what I've actually said earlier, I actually do like a good number of moments, and of course, this movie for sure, and most of the aspects I've actually seen, despite my little nitpickiness, to say the least, I do think they actually do work well in this movie for sure. So I can't necessarily say that it's a terrible flick by all means. I actually do think it's actually okay from what I've actually seen for sure. So yeah, but I know that's saying a whole lot, and I know this movie is not for me for sure. And I'm pretty sure that I think it would have been something that I think little kids can actually like more than just us adults for sure. So. But I guess for this case, yeah, certainly on the hog with, of course, this one for sure. But hey, if it would have gone the same route and actually be as good as, say, well, like what DreamWorks did with Kung Fu Panda 4, I think we could get something pretty much something of value with, of course, this flick for sure. That's saying a whole lot because given to what I've actually said about Kung Fu Panda 4, yeah, some people might actually view it as another one of those unnecessary sequels for sure, but they actually did give us something quite clever and interesting that would actually make it fun to watch for sure, and resulting in, well, not a great movie, but still a good one in my opinion. So yeah. But I guess the same cannot be said with, of course, this flick for sure. So yeah, like I said, I didn't really enjoy this movie for what it is, but I didn't hate it either for sure. I definitely do think it's actually an okay flick that you can just pass over pretty much just fine and just view it as a movie for sure. But yeah, regardless of course, all that, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that Despicable Me 4, regardless on how I feel about it and just being okay at best, it is, pretty much it is, has, and always will be the weakest Despicable Me movie in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, I guess for that, I'm giving a Despicable Me 4 a 5 out of 10 as my final score. So yeah, that's pretty much what I could say, of course, that front. Like I said, I don't necessarily think this movie is great, but I don't think it's terrible either. I definitely do think it's an okay flick that you can just, well, pass through just fine and treat it like as another one of those movies where you can't say, yeah, it exists. And yeah, I guess if anything, I definitely do think it is definitely the weakest movie out of all the other ones that we got beforehand for sure. So yeah, maybe I do hope for the pretty much if they ever do another one for sure, maybe they might give us something that'll actually give us something as good as the first two Despicable Me movies for sure. But until that comes around, all I have to say to everyone at Illumination is, of course, come back, Mario! Come back! So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah. Okay, I guess I'm done with that too. Alright, so yeah, I guess on that thought, that'll pretty much do exactly that. So yeah, and of course I might as well turn it over to you guys for sure. What do you think of Despicable Me 4 if you've already seen it for sure? Do you absolutely really enjoyed it and think it's a really a good movie for sure? Or do you absolutely hate it and think it's probably the worst one out of all these movies by far? Or are you like me, where you thought it was okay, but still pretty weak for sure? So yeah, let me know in the comment section below on what you thought about this movie if you've already seen it. I would definitely love to know on what you guys think. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and yeah, I guess it's after attending Glenori's wedding for sure. I think this is pretty much all I need to get myself back in business for sure. So who knows what will actually come around for me next time for sure. But I'll be sure to give you guys pretty much a little something great that'll make you, well, enjoy the ride for sure. So. And yeah, I guess seeing this movie is what I need, since after what I've actually been through with, of course, Glenori's wedding pretty much in a nutshell for sure. So I guess that's pretty much what I need. And hey, I guess having a few pieces of chocolate for free for a World Chocolate Day there, as well as, of course, taking home this nice double-sided poster for sure. Yeah, I guess regardless on how I actually feel about this movie for sure, I guess those two that I've actually mentioned are probably the only good things I can actually take away from, of course, this movie for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, I guess while I'm trying to figure out, of course, what pretty much on getting this poster hung up for sure. I'm guessing if I were already in July as of now, I wonder what's next for me to talk about for sure. Well, surely there might be something good for sure. And oh boy! So it's come to this! Well, I guess part of me is still sticking by my word based on what I've actually said about the trailer so far, but well, I guess it's your turn now, so... Well, tune in next time, or I guess in this case, in about 2 weeks' time, people, where we're officially going to be talking about Twisters. Yeah. I know I did say that based on what I've actually seen from the trailers, I do know this movie is going to suck. But I think it's about time that pretty much this movie finally gives it the review that we're hoping for. And the funny thing is, I do hope I'm wrong. Maybe this movie might be good. We may never know, of course, that front. And I could be wrong in saying, in what I actually said earlier, and this movie might turn out good. But yeah, part of me is still doubting my mind that I think it's gonna suck big time. And if that being the case, pray for me, people. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Take care. Anyways, let's see where we can hang you up. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack427TV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyattackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.